turns out some Greek city-states had kings whose were descendants of Egyptians. This is a piece of information that Herodotus shares in his book. He doesn't go into detail, but he just mentions that the kings of city-states, especially those occupied by the Greeks of Dorian tribe, were descendants of Egyptians. It's Egyptians who moved to Greece and then somehow became the kings. In fact, Herodotus himself says that how the Egyptians came to Greece and they became kings is a subject that is very complex. And he goes on to tell us that he can't go into explaining the details of it because according to him, that was a subject that had been handled very well by other writers of his generation during his time. Of course, we most likely don't have access to the texts that were written at that time. In fact, histories is one of the very few texts that have survived for thousands of years. So we can accept that that topic had been covered widely in the ancient Greek world. But we don't have those texts. But now the only source we have, or maybe there are texts out there, I've not come across them myself. Maybe I will with time come across those texts. But it does, it does mention that many Greek royal families of his time when he was around had come from Egypt. Their ancestors had come from Egypt into Greece, and then they became the kings. Especially, he says specifically, especially the kings that rule over city-states that are occupied by the Dorian people.